50 Cent had the internet in a frenzy when a shocking headline started circulating. Breaking news. Rapper 50 Cent hospitalized in critical condition after a Hollywood shooting, according to TMZ. The story spread like wildfire, and for a brief moment, fans were panicked. But just as quickly as the rumor surfaced, 50 shut them down. He took to social media, laughing at the fake report, posting a screenshot of the supposed news, and writing, "Sorry guys, fake news. I'm going to make it. It's not the first time something like this has happened. When you're as big as 50 Cent, people will do anything for clicks, even if it means spreading outright lies." This wasn't TMZ's doing either. Someone just made up the headline, attached the media outlet's name, and ran with it. But 50 saw right through it. He knows exactly how the game works. When people can't take you down, they start making things up. It's no secret that 50 Cent thrives on controversy. The more people talk, the more he wins. But while he laughed this one off, there's another conversation brewing around him, his TV empire. Fans are waiting to see what the numbers look like for Cannon, one of his hit shows. And there's also the big question about BMF. Will he even release season 4? It would be crazy if he didn't. Considering how invested people are in the show, pulling the final season would be a wild move. Then again, 50 is known for making big, unpredictable decisions. If he thinks something isn't worth his time, he's not afraid to cut it off. While 50 was shutting down fake news, another debate was heating up. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. A meme started floating around that perfectly captured the difference between the two artists. At the top of the image, people were seen vibing to Kendrick Lamar's diss track aimed at Drake. At the bottom, women were dancing to Drake's latest song, Nokia. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Drake himself liked the post, probably because it showcased something undeniable. His music brings the party, while Kendrick's is meant for a different kind of listener. That's why comparing them has never really made sense. They exist in separate worlds. Drake thrives in the mainstream, crafting hits that dominate clubs, parties, and radio. Kendrick, on the other hand, operates on a different level, creating music that sparks discussion, challenges perspectives, and appeals to those who want deeper storytelling. Looking back, this is exactly why Drake should have never engaged in a beef with Kendrick. It was never his realm to begin with. Kendrick isn't the type of artist you battle for chart dominance. His fans don't care about that. They aren't measuring him by streams or party anthems. The moment Drake stepped into that lane, he was fighting a battle he couldn't win. Just as people were debating the Drake versus Kendrick situation, another unexpected announcement hit the music world. Doechii was named Woman of the Year in Music. For some, this felt like a well-earned recognition, but for others, it raised eyebrows. The music industry has a habit of picking artists and pushing them to the forefront overnight. 1 minute, they're just another name in the mix, and the next, they're everywhere, winning awards, securing major collaborations, and getting fast-tracked to success. Doechii's rise has felt exactly like that. She's talented, no doubt. Some of her songs are great, but if we're being honest, has she truly taken over the industry in a way that justifies this level of recognition? Have you heard people blasting her music in the streets, in clubs, or at parties? Not really. What makes this whole situation even more frustrating is how forced it feels. Instead of letting her music organically grow and find its place, the industry is making sure she's everywhere, whether people are asking for it or not. Even the Tiny Desk concert invite felt out of place. That platform was once reserved for artists with deep catalogs, those who had proven their longevity in the game. Yet here she is, getting the kind of treatment that artists spent years working toward. It's not that she isn't deserving of success, it's just that it all seems manufactured. And speaking of things that seem off, let's talk about Rick Ross. If there's one artist who has mastered the art of reinvention, it's him. He's been a rapper, a businessman, a meme, and now apparently a chef. Lately, he's been calling himself Ravioli Ricky, making jokes about extra pasta and heavy tomato sauce. His larger-than-life persona has always been entertaining, but sometimes it borders on the corny side. Recently, he was backstage at the Millennium Tour, hyping up Boozy Badass and getting ready to perform with Neo. But while all of that was happening, there was something that people couldn't ignore: his complete silence on the Diddy situation. If you do a quick search, you'll find countless pictures of Rick Ross and Diddy together. These weren't just industry acquaintances, they were close. There are photos of them partying, hanging out, even looking borderline inseparable. But now that Diddy is facing serious allegations, Rick Ross hasn't said a word. Nothing positive, nothing negative, just silence. It makes you wonder why. This was someone he was publicly attached to for years. Anytime Diddy launched something, Rick Ross was there supporting it. When Diddy backed a brand, Rick Ross was co-signing it. They spent time at each other's houses. They did business together. They moved like brothers. And now, suddenly, it's as if their relationship never existed. It's not just Rick Ross either. DJ Khaled was another one who had a tight bond with Diddy. They were constantly seen together, hyping each other up. But now, not a single word. It's strange how quickly these relationships have dissolved. These were guys who were always front and center, showing their love and support. And yet, the moment trouble hit, they vanished. People don't talk about this enough. It's as if everyone is trying to pretend like these friendships never existed. But the internet never forgets. The pictures, the videos, the public declarations of loyalty, it's all still there. And now, the silence is louder than anything they could say. Hip-hop has always been a world full of big personalities, unexpected twists, and moments that make people stop and question everything. 1 minute, someone is at the top of the world, and the next, they're at the center of controversy. Fake news, rap beefs, overnight success stories, and friendships that suddenly disappear. It's all part of the game. And no matter how much things change, one thing is for sure. People will always be watching, waiting, and talking about what happens next.